Oh, that's a strong smell. I think the biggest trouble is we've just got a load of crap cows. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. It is bloody miserable today. It is absolutely chucking it down. It's horrible weather here. It's the week before Christmas. In the UK, we always portray Christmas as being this beautiful, snowy scene, like these little cottages, and that is just in the films, because it is never like that. I mean, come on. 9 times out of 10, it's like this. We've got quite a lot of jobs trying to get sorted before Christmas, because we always try and take it a bit easier between Christmas and New Year if we can. So it means that we have to get everything kind of squared away. We've got some young stock down there that we need to get the fronts all cleaned out, because I think within a fortnight they're going to be a big mess, and we don't want to be fire brigading after Christmas, so we need to get them cleaned out. We've also got to sort those young stock out and put them into another shed. Oh, the other thing as well, massive thank you to everyone for your support with those cows that weren't in calf after we PD'd last week. I had loads and loads of people comment on that video and loads of questions, so at some point in this video I will address the questions, because I don't think I'm going to have time to get back to everyone as much as I would love to, but I did read them all, so thank you everybody. Really appreciate your kind words. It means a lot. That's just gone off in the Land Rover to take some fecal samples to the vets, because we've took some fecal samples from the cull cows, the ones that weren't in calf. We took some from the young heifers and the young bulls as well, to see if we need any wormers. I'm going to jump on the John Deere telehandler and then load up my bale trailer, take that down the bottom and start and muck out some of them young stock. It's a miserable day, and as much as I hate driving a tractor, it's kind of nice to be sat in one when it's chucking it down with rain. Right, we'll take these round the back and then we can use the bale trailer to barricade up so we can move those young stock out and start and clean that shed out. So we put that across there, taking these ones out of this end, so I'm going to move the straw shredder, might put it across there or something, and then we're going to shut that backyard in and run them up the back gangway. Can't see a thing out this window. We've just got to shut these heifers inside. They look well actually. I know I was moaning about them last week, saying they hadn't done as well as what I'd like them to, but they've really filled out. They're really starting to move, which is nice. Feeling a bit more positive about them now. Quick though, aren't they? We always say that, like, they seem a bit more flighty. They're not nasty or anything. They always seem a bit more flighty because we feed them with a machine, bed them with a machine. They don't see that many people. It's one thing I'm trying to do with replacement heifers, is just spend a little bit more time with them so that they kind of get used to people, because the last thing you want is flighty cows, because they just never see anybody. Right, let's move these. I'm struggling to get the door open. That's exactly why they need cleaning out. I just hope they behave themselves, because I'm on my own. We're pretty well barricaded up. I don't think they can get anywhere. But now I've said that, the inevitable's probably going to happen. Up! Come on, up! They should be all right now. Keep them out of mischief. They actually look a bit bigger when they're out of the shed. I thought they didn't look that good until we sort of run them out and you go, actually, no, not bad. Something about being in the shed always makes them look a bit small. Right, we'll just move this out of the way. Hey, look at that. Woo. I'm like Harry Potter. We're going to take all the muck out the front there and stack it in the back like we did last year. Dad has promised me that pillar on that side there that was broken, that needs fixing, he said we're going to do it after Christmas. So now it's on YouTube, we're going to hold him to that. We'll put all the muck in the back there because it's just way too wet to even think about getting it out to the field. And at least if it's in there, we can deal with it. We can do anything with it then. We can move it in the spring, or if it becomes frosty, we can move it then. We'll take all this out the front. And if I think about it, if I've got time, I might even just take it around to the water trough, but we'll just see. We'll plough this front out first and then see how we get on. There we go. All cleaned out. It goes super echoey once you, I don't know if you can hear it on here. Echo! Left that bit of straw in there so they got somewhere to lie on. We'll bed this down now and it should keep them nice and clean for Christmas, which is awesome. Doesn't seem as strong. I don't know if it's because it's wet and it's not cold, but on a cold day, oh, that's a strong smell. But today it's not too bad. I was actually, made me think about a guy in our antenatal classes. You might be watching this. Jim, if you're watching, hello. He was in our antenatal classes and I saw him at the weekend and he was like, oh, like, I don't know how you do all the muck and the bodily fluids and stuff all the time, but he did offer to come and do a bit of a like first time farmer video, and I'm thinking we should definitely get him here when we're carving and get him stuck in on a cow. I think it'd be really funny to just watch him throw up. Right, so we'll run them calves back over there, back in that shed, and then we'll get on and we'll do the other end. Dad's just taking the straw shredder up the yard. It's got a bit of a flat tyre. Still got some air in it though, can't seem to see where the puncture is, but it looks like a puncture to me. And I'm going to crack on now we've moved those others and do that other end. Put them back. I'm just going to get a few bales of silage to put out ready for tomorrow, and then Dad also wants a bale of silage in the tractor in the straw shredder so he can feed one out, and some straw also for bedding up the fronts of those. Steve beds them and feeds the silage out, I'm going to go and get the bucket from the feed store with the cereal corn in, just to go and feed the fat mix to the backyard. Does anyone else get so jealous of Joe Seals with that massive yard when you start doing jobs like I was just doing, poking around in the silage bit there? Like that shed that Joe has all of his kit in, it's massive, it's huge. Yeah, so jealous. Oh my God, look at that sunset though. Lovely. Oh, you don't get skies like that working in an office. Just waiting on Dad to finish chucking a bit of silage up that back gangway, but that sky, wow. Look at it. It's amazing. There's like, you know what, last week when I was so just like depressing, got to look on the bright side. Sometimes you don't get skies like that when you work in an office. Yeah, it's good. It's all right. Everything's good. I need to stop moaning. Anyway, I said I'd chat about these cool cows, so let's chat. I've had loads of people suggesting different things to do with them, And I just wanted to address it. I thought it'd be easier just to say it now rather than try and type a million different answers into the responses. Firstly, we have checked them for BVD. We have blood tested them. We've looked at the ground at Thornton and the soil tests there. And we've also looked at the fecal egg counts of their worms, which we did earlier in the video. Dad took, we've got them back now. There is no problems anywhere. So there is no real obvious issues with these things as to why they're not in calf. People are saying put the bull back in. There's no point, because I didn't say this in the last week's video, which I should have done. I just didn't want to bore everybody, but they're not cycling. So they're not able to get in calf because they're not cycling. So putting the bull back in is not going to fix it. I don't want to like cock up our calving pattern too much and end up with like a load of autumn calvers or whatever else. So we're not going to do that and keep them ourselves. I wouldn't sell them to somebody because I just think they were sold to us and we've inherited someone else's problems, and I wouldn't want to sell them to somebody else and then have someone else inherit our problems. I just don't think that's fair, and I think as farmers we need to be more aware of that, and I think we need to be a bit more open and honest with each other. I just think it's just, yeah, I just couldn't do that to somebody. I think it'd be really, really bad of us to do that. We had some people suggesting running them round and then carving them again next year, putting them back to the bull in June. We can't afford to do that because you just kept a cow for 12 months for doing nothing. We always carve at 2 to cut out a year rather than carving at 3. So we're not going to run these guys round again, because what's to say they're going to get back in calf? They're probably not at the end of the day. Like, it's just, they're just, I think the biggest trouble is we've just got a load of crap cows. I think that's what it is. They're just all crap cows. One of the reasons why we've gone back to keeping our own replacements is to just get a bit more control, because like I said, we bought these in and you just don't know what you're buying half the time. So unless you really trust somebody, or one thing I do like about the stabilizers when you buy a stabilizer is that they have to test for everything and they have to be open and honest. It's part of being a multiplier. Unless you trust somebody, I think you've got to be really wary, because I wouldn't want that to happen to anyone else. It's bad enough it happening to us. So yeah. Anyway, we've got to go and sort those bulls out, because those bulls that I cleaned out earlier in the video, they're just a little bit thick in there. So we're going to sort them out into another yard. So we're going to split them into sort of groups of 20-ish and split the small ones, the big ones, and then the medium ones, and just put them in their own yards, because I just think there's a couple of them getting knocked under a little bit and want to get that done before Christmas. So we're going to get on with that. Oh! Actually, while I think about it, logo. What do people think of the new logo? Do you like it? It's really growing on me. I quite like it. Might even think about doing some merch in the spring after Christmas. I've kind of got a bit of an idea in my head about how we could do it, and like it won't just line my pockets, it can actually go to a bit of a good cause as well. So kind of thinking about doing something with it, but let me know what you think. I quite like it. So I've got a few other versions of it as well, which you'll probably see popping around everywhere. I'm going to start sticking on everything. Anyway, let's get on with some cows.
Come on!
Been sorting these out into the small ones, the medium ones, and then the big ones. Big ones are in that backyard. We're going to take them up to the top. These are the kind of medium-sized ones. Finley's been helping us for the first time. He's been actually like really working with cattle and being in with the cattle. He's been really good. He's a bit nervous, which is understandable because it's his first time, as is everyone is with cattle, because they're a bit unpredictable. But he's been good. He's been good. He's listened, which is the main thing. Up, up. Here you are, Finley. Come on, Finley's here. Finley's made a stick. We're going to show everyone Finley's stick. So you made this, didn't you?
Yeah.
He's made this stick for doing his cattle work, and actually I'm well impressed with it because he's burnt it and he's sanded it and he's done everything. And he's working in it because you had to. Finley had the fright of his life because he got near a cow and it kind of ran at him. Not ran at him, but ran near him. And you used your stick though, didn't you?
Yeah.
You got it. He did a good job. I've told him to stand here now and make a noise like a gate so that the cows don't come that way, and he should be all right. Now that's it for this group. Come on. So they were the big ones that we just took up the top there. The reason why we took the big ones up there and not left them down the bottom is because down the bottom they've got feed barriers, whereas up the top they've just got a bar, you know, like that one there. So we thought if we put the small ones up there, they're probably going to duck out and disappear. But they should have plenty of feed space now, because we just wanted to split them. We didn't weigh them. We were just eyeballing the big ones, little ones, whatever, just so that there wasn't any competition at the trough. And they've got 45 feet of feed barrier now for 20-ish each. So it should be more than enough. They should be fine in there. Don't say it. Don't say it. It's only flat at the bottom. I've had to bring that back up the yard because it's gone flat again. So we're going to take it off the rim and just see, because we think that it's tubeless and it might just need a tube in it, because I blew it up and it seemed like it was leaking around the valve. Dad blew it up and thought it was leaking around the rim, so we don't really know. We might be able to get a tube in it now before Christmas. So we're going to have that off and see whether that's the problem. Turns out that there was actually a tube in that tyre already, so Dad and Finley fixed that whilst I did some milling. Finley never fixed the tyre before, so it was good for Dad to like try and teach him how to do it. Now they're back up and running, so they're just chucking some silage out. I got a bit of milling done, which is nice, get a bit in stock, ready for Christmas. I just wanted to say, before we sign off, a massive thank you to every single one of you who have subscribed and followed and done whatever over the last 12 months. It's been absolutely incredible. I never thought when I started this channel this is where I'd be. It's insane. Massive thank you to each and every one of you. Really appreciate it. I've had one video this year do like 100,000 views. It's just like, it's mental, absolutely mental. Massive thank you. Whatever you get up to this weekend, have an amazing Christmas. Look after yourselves. Don't fall out with the family too much. I know it's very difficult, but you just try your best, and I'll see you in a bit. Merry Christmas.